Let's get to it.
Okay, YouTube, what's going on? Mesa Fail back at it with some Division. Okay, Q in the comments. People still play this game? Yes, I still like this game. Despite its massive amount of problems, it's had since the incursion with glitches, cheaters, hackers, basically making high-end gear irrelevant with the amount of drops, gear score, all that sort of stuff. What we're going to do in this video is I'm going to go over all the stuff I'm using right now. I know everything is going to be changing in the next couple weeks. I don't know when the next update will be, but looks like they're making a lot of changes for the better in terms of gear score, in terms of things dropping. The highest I can get my gear score right now is 197. Key takeaway from this video before we go through everything is all this stuff I have, strikers, I basically have all strikers gear and Nomad's gear, and it's all come from the Dark Zone, okay? I've done the incursion once, I wasn't a big fan of it, and I got one thing from it. This thing here, the Sentry's Call Harness, but doesn't have very good armor, bumps up my DPS, and drops my health. So we're going to go through my current gear setup and show you what the striker gear perks are, because I've got a few pieces of striker gear so I can get the bonuses, as you can see right here. Except for the last part. I don't get the final one, shooter, but I'm fine with it because I like my setup right now. I've got good stats, I've got good everything, so let's jump into it. So first off with this setup, I got a critical hit chance of 42% and critical hit damage of plus 161. To me, that's very important, okay? When it comes to actual scavenging and stuff like that, I got 212. That's good because remember, scavenging supposedly affects the quality of the drops. My armor is only at 58%, okay? Remember, you want to get mitigation of 65%. That's the max you can get for mitigating weapon damage. I do have a setup where I can get it to 65, but right now I like the way it is where my DPS is really high, my health is decent, and I can melt things. But when I go into the Dark Zone, which is pretty much that's all I do right now, is I do the dailies, I get my Phoenix credits, and then I go into the Dark Zone. I do have a holster I could swap to. Is it my holster? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's my holster. I swap to it. It drops my stats a bit, but it does bump up my, I think I could get my weapon damage mitigation to about 63%. So, in terms of weapons, I'm still using my beloved AUG here with Brutal, Vicious, and Meticulous. I love this thing. It's pretty much it's all I use in the Dark Zone. I've got this ACR that I bought on the recommendation of Arix Gaming because it has a gear score of 204. Bought the blueprints and I crafted it. This is the best I can get. I crafted a few and this is the best I can get. It's got balance, dominant, and self-preserved. Nothing great. I'm not really crazy about this thing just because of the fact that I don't know, it doesn't really do it for me. The fire rate is really too high. It's not like my beloved Black Market AK, so I'm really just using it because the gear score is higher than everything else. So when it comes to gear, I've got all set pieces except for the backpack, which I think I can only get from the incursion, which I have no one to do it with right now. For each set of gear, I do have a bunch of Nomad stuff and strikers, okay? All of this came from the Dark Zone. So when it comes to gear, you can see I have all set pieces except for the backpack, which I think I can only get from the incursion, which sucks for me because I have no one to do it with, and I'm not a big fan of the incursion. I didn't find it fun. But I've got my setup right here where it's giving me the perks for the strikers setup, okay? So you can see the perks I get from the striker setup is I get 20% extra armor damage and 50% critical hit damage. If I had a fourth piece on, I can get shooter. So every consecutive hit deals 7% more damage, and it stacks up to 100%. So if I had one more pieces of striker's gear, I'd unlock that perk. Now the Nomad, I've got enough to where I can unlock everything, okay? I can get the set bonus, okay? I don't really find it useful. I never noticed it actually proc. And what it is, it's called Nomad. So when receiving fatal damage, you are instead healed to full health, can occur once every 10 minutes. I never noticed it proc whatsoever. So my setup right now is I've only got 2 pieces on. I got 2 pieces of the Nomad gear, 3 pieces of the striker. So with the Nomad, I get plus 100% scavenging. That's all I'm using it for. So when it comes to chest pieces, I did get the Sentry Call's Harness, which will bump up my DPS dramatically, 223,000. But that health takes a dive at 64. Plus my vest of the Nomad's got a lot of armor on it, okay, 1,287. And also, if you look at the attributes, I get plus 494 armor, I get some health, I get protection from elites, get some ammo capacity, and Secret Mine explosions. I like using Secret Mines, especially in the Dark Zone if I'm getting chased by rogues, okay? When you're being chased by rogues and you drop down the Secret Mine with Incendiary, it will slow them down, okay? I like that. When it comes to my masks, I got 2 Strikers masks and 1 mask of the Nomad, but the one I'm using actually has a mod slot on it. So this one here gives me health on a kill, plus 11% health on a kill. I like that. Disorient resistance, not a big deal. I might want to recalibrate that. And I get +9 sticky bomb explosion radius. My Mask of the Nomad here, it's got scavenging, pulse critical hit damage bonus, and it has a mod slot on it too. It's actually got 2 mod slots on it. So, I don't know, I kind of bounce back and forth, but right now I'm really digging that Striker's Mask. So, when it comes to knee pads, I'm going with the Striker's knee pad. I got 2 of them, and I also have 2 of the Nomads, okay? I want to re-roll some stuff, but right now I don't have the freaking funds for it. So, on this one I got some armor, I got damage to elites, I get scavenging, shock resistance, increased kill XP. Yeah, I want to re-roll this thing, but I'm broke right now. I can't do it. Secret Mine explosion radius, I'm cool with that. Now, when it comes to my backpack, I just can't get anything to drop. So, I'm still using the backpack I've had for a long time with critical hit damage, ammo capacity, ballistic shield damage, pulse critical hit damage. I never use my ballistic shield damage, but I can't re-roll this thing anymore. I think I re-rolled it too much. I put in a mod there for firearms and also give me plus 123 armor. And before you even ask, yes, I used a paramedic backpack. Call it a glitch, call it an exploit, whatever, where I put this on and I give myself 7 med kits as opposed to just having 5. Okay, onto the gloves here. I got some Nomad gloves, but I'm going with the Striker's gloves, because check these out. SMG damage, plus 365. Combine that with my AUG, it's just, the thing just melts in the dark zone, in any situation. I love it. I get plus critical hit damage, 36%. I get plus 481 shotgun damage. I'd want to change that. I'd want to re-roll that stat, but right now I can't, because I'm broke. I also get a plus 8.5% pulse critical hit damage, so that's not bad. Lastly, on my holster here, I've got Holster of the Nomad and another Holster of the Nomad with a mod slot. So this one here has got a lot on it. Look at this. It's got plus 700 firearms, plus 537 health, and plus 552 for electronics. So this thing doesn't have much on it, though. It's got pulse critical hit damage of plus 8.5% and a mod slot where I throw on, and what did I put on there? Plus 126, or is that 128? Firearms and also exotic damage resilience. Now, also, I forgot to mention here, when it comes to my shotgun, I never use this thing. I should have kept the pistol I had. I had a high-end pistol. I forgot the name of it. And that's pretty much it, guys. So this is what I'm rocking right now. If I could get a backpack from the Dark Zone, it'd be set. But, guys, I've gotten all this from the Dark Zone. I just go into the Dark Zone by myself every night after playing Destiny, after playing Overwatch Beta right now, and I just farm. I just kill bosses over and over and over, trying to get my DZ rank up. I'm rank 78 right now, trying to get to 90 so I can start buying blueprints, or when the next update comes, I can buy and maybe craft some more stuff. But it looks like they're moving towards a system where you'll be rewarded for loot drops, okay? Not necessarily having to craft everything, which is good. I hope they actually come through with this, because right now, all the drops pretty much have not been good for me, okay? So if I could start farming and being rewarded with cool drops, with good rolls on them and everything, it's more incentive for me to play the game. They realized early on, if we're just going to craft all of our stuff, what's the point of farming anything? We're just going to farm for materials, break it down, and make our own stuff till we get something good. So anyway, that's it, guys. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Links will be in the description, and that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.